Invictus is soon to be upon us in Star Citizen, and as a change this year, there is an unguided tour of the Aegis Idris for players to explore instead of the Javelin Destroyer that we normally see. This enormous ship is seemingly soon to fall into player hands at last, and with a fully explorable interior now, we are heading in to take a look around. I'm on board it now, so yeah, I can confirm it is in Houston.
Well, I'm en route.
I'll meet you at the airlock. This time around, touring the ship would be made even easier by using the new map as we made our way from the front to the back. The front of the ship, you've got the med bay. I guess you've got turret access or something at the front. Let's go to the front of the ship. The first stop would be the front turret access and escape pods. At the very front of the ship, we've got this escape pod room. And it looks like the front turret access is right here. So this is like the very nose of the ship.
Yeah, the big boy turret right at the front.
Directly behind this, with a door on either side of the room, we have the med bay, and it is much larger than any we've seen on board a ship so far. A med bay here.
Oh wow.
Medical office, which you can go in.
Yeah.
The operating room, which I guess is like the med bay on the Carrack, but you can't go in there at the minute. You got dudes guarding the door.
Yeah.
Dark in there, but you can kind of get an idea of you can see the bed.
Yeah.
And then you've got this room which basically looks like a morgue.
It looks like they got openings right behind the beds there. But yeah, this is like almost a whole clinic.
Then behind that you have missile room, I think, which is locked off, you can't go in. The missile room behind the medbay is indeed inaccessible to players on this tour. Then you've got like these little like arming stations where you got like suit lockers. I'm not sure what these little stations are for. It could be that there is an airlock in the roof above them, but either way there were suit lockers surrounding the walls. Then you've got a passageway between port and starboard sides that overlooks that hangar below. There are two of these crossing points between the port and starboard sides of the ship. Both give a glimpse into the hangar below as you cross. Then you've got the captain's quarters and the XO quarters. The captain's quarters is located along this odd corridor on the ship that is very dark and very industrial looking. On this tour, neither the captain's quarters or the XO's quarters can be accessed, however. Then in front of that you've got the mess hall with all the adjoining stuff. I really like the mess hall on board this ship, and especially the windows along the roof letting in a view of the outside. Adjoining the mess hall there is a locker room.
I thought you were shooting video.
As well as the crew dorm bunk room.
Elevator from the deck. There's a cargo elevator to the deck.
Adjoining the crew dorm is a bathroom.
Alright, that's pretty cool. Hangar deck, everyone's scared.
And on the other side of the bunk room is the separate combat pilot quarters. I think it's meant to be the officers or pilots quarters.
Good stuff.
Two little bedrooms coming off of it.
Pilot ready room. That's what the sign across the tunnel says, going over the hangar.
Then in front of that you've got another access route between port and starboard. As we approach the back end of the ship, the deck spreads out to include an armory and a brig, and as a mostly on foot player of the game, there was a feature of the armory that I was very interested to go and take a look at. The stairs here lead to the turret deck on the way to the bridge, and we'll return here later on. This is a shooting range on board the Idris. We can't play around with it here on the tour, but I am definitely interested in seeing how it plays in future. Shooting range is cool though, yeah. It'll be on my wish list for something to be on the Kraken as well.
Yeah.
Maybe on the privateer and you can charge people for using it. That'd be great.
A little scoring system.
Ahead of the Armory, we have more escape pods. And on the opposite wing of this deck, we have the brig, with cells to hold prisoners. And right at the back of the ship, you've got the engine room, and then you've got the briefing room right at the back. Now, just before the engine room, there is an elevator room that also leads up to the bridge. And there is also a cargo room somewhere around here. That's something I missed during my sweep of the ship, but the next stop was to be the engine room.
It's tiny. You think a big ship like this would have a bigger engine?
I think
It looks like the one from the Reclaimer, right? Like a much bigger version of that. Because you remember in the
Yeah.
Reclaimer you got that like sub deck?
Down the hangar deck.
And the final room on this deck, all the way at the back of the ship, is the briefing room. So I was returning to the stairs access to the deck above that leads to the bridge, but also more turrets on board the ship. The front turrets here even have their own little observation decks below the turret itself. The turrets can be accessed on the tour, though not used for obvious reasons. And then we have the stairway access to the bridge. Again, there is an elevator to access them as well, but it is refreshing to see an alternative way up and down in a game where elevators fail on ships quite often.
yeah, I'm making sure you can see.
Oh, it sent you all the way home.
Yeah. Oh well. Ooh, that's good. That's a cool visual.
How many of these seats do you think are like remote turrets or something?
One of the NPCs says, "How do I get out of here?"
Dotted around the main deck, you can also find access points for future engineering gameplay. Next, we'd be heading downstairs to the hangar, and on the way we'd pass through the pilot ready room. Pilot ready room, let's go to the pilot ready room.
Okay.
I did not
everything here?
save here for a med bay.
Check out over there.
No, but you're at station, aren't you?
Oh, I get.
And
Sim
hall.
pods, there's sim pods here.
Yep. Nope.
do they work?
No,
No,
but
there's nothing. I think it's empty, but they're gonna be there.
And stairs go down to the hangar deck.
this is the ready room down here.
Body 0. Ugh. Fisticuffs. Doesn't look like anyone's opened the doors this time. This takes us down to hangar deck.
Talk about a yawn fest.
Yawn fest. What?
Something.
The hangar itself is huge, and I can already see that a lot of ships would fit in here, maybe even up to a cutlass in size. I did get a little glimpse of the hangar doors closing, and the animation looked really good. There was still another hangar to visit, the small cargo hangar for the onboard MPUV, and Vlaz was directing me to find it.
Where you're at, yeah, so go down there and then go look for a ladder. Right, it should be right, yeah, where all those...
Oh yeah. There's a queue, I'll go to the other side and see if there's one over there.
Engine room, yay.
That's interesting.
No engine. Oh, there it is.
Okay, so yeah, you got like a...
Oh, someone opened up the thing.
Look at that. Wow.
Escape plugs.
Gotta get out of here.
Below deck here, we can also find the gravity generator. Ooh, gravity generator.
Yeah. Oh, that one's yours actually open. Mine was closed up.
Looks like a room from Event Horizon.
Briefing room. I'm Gary Oldman.
There are a lot more windows on board the ship than I was expecting, which is a really nice detail. And climbing back up the opposite side, we pass through the ATC control room for the hangar.
All in all, what I'm looking forward to is it being a ship that allows, you know, fighters and stuff to refuel and launch from it.
Yeah. The Idris is a very impressive ship to explore, and the idea that it may soon be released into the verse for player crews to control is very exciting. I am really looking forward to more news on this ship, along with all of the other exciting news coming with Invictus at the end of the week. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching, and all of our very generous patrons who you can see on screen right now. And in this video, I would especially like to thank EPSGU, who became a patron recently, but I got his name wrong in the credits of the last video, so I wanted to make a correction this time. Sorry about that, EPSGU, and thank you very much for supporting the channel. We'll be back with more from Invictus Launch Week very soon.